Pan-Africanism is an inspiring socio-political and cultural philosophy encompassing advocacy for the liberation and empowerment of African people and our unity, individuality, history, and culture, as well as against slavery, colonialism, and neo-colonialism. As a movement, it aims to renew and unite the African continent. The term, popularized by the likes of Kwame Nkrumah, is used to symbolize African ideals and the progress towards our manifest destiny. While the development of African nationalism, significant decolonialization, and the founding of the Organization of African Unity were important 20th century successes of the movement, sustained progress proved elusive. Nkrumah believed that African unification was essential for the continent's economic, social, and political growth. He envisioned Pan-Africanism as a means of uplifting Africans across Africa and the diaspora, but he and many other Pan-African leaders would not live to see the fruits of their labor. Most newly independent African governments and the colonial powers supporting them rejected Pan-Africanism as a threat to their control of Africa's people and its resources. In 2002, the African Union replaced the OAU and quickly adopted the concept of African solutions to African issues. The idea was intended to instill a sense of self-reliance, responsibility, pride and ownership in all Africans. But while the creation of the African Union, as well as Africa's regional economic communities, can be viewed as a step towards the development of a more united, coordinated Africa through a three-tiered governance system, this system, for a myriad of reasons, is widely seen as remaining in the shadows of the Berlin Conference and having failed. Failed to develop resilience and unity, failed to present a compelling response to the issues, both internal and external, facing our continent, and failed to deliver for African people the ability to leverage our own resources for our own benefit. Our resources are inexhaustible, yet Africa is impoverished. These failures are a scathing indictment of our political leadership and reveal a lack of ability or conviction to prioritize the prosperity of African people above self-interest. As the tumultuous year of 2022 draws to a close, never before in history have the disparate voices of Africans been so widely, loudly, and clearly audible. Never before have so many Africans been engaged in advocacy to uplift our continent and restore our pride. But ironically, despite the passing of the last empress, the beneficiaries of imperial legacy, both off and on the continent, still show little willingness to change mentality or to develop strategies. Little is being done for the advancement of our continent. We have come no closer to dismantling the divisive systems of undue inherited privilege. On the contrary, Africa appears perhaps as much as ever bereft of courageous leadership and all the more divided. As a result, we find ourselves at the wrong end of both the impacts of crises created elsewhere and of the distribution of the benefits of our own resources and endeavors. As Africans, we need little reminding of the wealth of our history and culture, of the abundance and beauty of our natural resources, of the infinite potential of our people and our continent, or of the threats allied against us. What Africa does need is a continent-wide system of civil leadership, an organization rather than a movement. An organization true to the ideals of Pan-Africanism. An organization that creates, plans, projects, and protects unity, amplifies and reconciles our authentic voice, and ensures that we are heard. An organization that holds political leaders to account, that demands the respect we deserve on the world stage, that develops and implements sustainable strategies to unite, empower, and benefit all Africans. An organization that will act as a catalytic system for change, harnessing the passion and restoring the pride that will inspire and enable measurable, sustainable progress towards our manifest destiny. That organization is the African Federation.